What if I told you that the most intense hostage situation in Chicago history wasn't stopped by negotiators, wasn't ended by snipers, and wasn't resolved by any textbook police procedure?
What if I told you it was solved by a rookie cop who broke every rule in the manual, a janitor who refused to leave his building, and a decision so reckless that 3 separate supervisors tried to stop it? December 3rd, 2018.
Monday afternoon.
The Loop, downtown Chicago.
And what started as a routine bank robbery turned into a 16-hour standoff that would test every person involved and change Chicago PD's hostage rescue protocols forever.
This is the story of 11 hostages, 2 armed suspects, and the 73 minutes that separated life from death.
I'm warning you now, this story has 6 twists.
And the final one will make you question everything you think you know about heroism.
Stay with me, because this one's real, and it's intense.
December 3rd, 2018.
2:47 p.m. First National Bank of Chicago.
Corner of Madison and Dearborn. It's a Monday afternoon. The kind of grey, cold Chicago December day where everyone's just trying to get through the week. The bank is moderately busy.
12 customers, 4 tellers, 1 manager, 2 security guards. Routine day, ordinary transactions, people depositing checks,
Withdrawing cash. The mundane rhythm of American banking.
and then 2 men walk through the front door. They're wearing ski masks, black tactical gear, and they're carrying AR-15 rifles. The taller one fires a single shot into the ceiling.
The sound is deafening. Plaster rains down.
Everyone freezes.
Everybody on the ground.
Now,
This is a robbery.
let me pause here and tell you about these 2 men, because understanding who they were is crucial to understanding what happened next.
The taller one, the shooter, was later identified as Marcus Webb,
34 years old, former Army infantry, served 2 tours in Afghanistan, came home with PTSD, severe debt, and no support system. He'd been homeless for 6 months before this, living in shelters.
barely surviving. This wasn't his first crime, but it was supposed to be his last.
1 big score, enough money to disappear.
To start over. The second man was Terry Blake,
28 years old,
Marcus's younger cousin. No military background.
just desperation. He'd lost his job 3 months earlier. His mother needed dialysis treatments. Medical bills were drowning him.
2 men,
Both desperate.
both convinced they had no other options. And now they were holding 14 people hostage.
Marcus moves through the bank like he's clearing a building in Kandahar.
Efficient,
Controlled. He's done this before. Not bank robbery.
but tactical operations.
His muscle memory is military. You manager.
Open the vault.
You have 30 seconds or I start shooting people.
The bank manager, a woman named Patricia Olson, 52 years old, is shaking so badly she can barely walk.
But she moves toward the vault.
Terry is watching the customers and employees.
His rifle is up, but his hands are trembling.
He's never done anything like this,
He's terrified.
which makes him dangerous. One of the customers, a man in a business suit, makes eye contact with Terry. Please, man, I have kids. Shut up.
Everyone shut up.
Terry's voice cracks.
Outside, a patrol car is driving past. Officer David Chern, 26 years old, 18 months on the force. Still a rookie by Chicago PD standards. He glances at the bank. Something catches his eye. Through the window, he sees people on the ground.
Sees a man with a rifle.
His training kicks in. He grabs his radio. 1 Lincoln 23. I have a possible to 111 in progress. First National Bank, Madison and Dearborn. Multiple suspects armed with long guns.
Requesting immediate backup. Dispatch responds instantly.
Copy 1 Lincoln 23. Units responding.
Do not engage. Repeat, do not engage. But it's too late. Marcus has seen the patrol car. And here's twist number 1. Marcus doesn't run. He adapts.
We got cops outside, Marcus tells Terry.
Plans change. This is a hostage situation now, inside the bank vault. Patricia has managed to open it with shaking hands. There's approximately $340,000 in cash.
Small bills, large bills.
Everything. Marcus grabs a duffel bag, starts loading money.
But he's not rushing. He's thinking. How many exits?
He asks Patricia.
3. Front door.
Side door.
Loading dock in back. Windows, bulletproof glass. All of them. Marcus nods.
He's calculating, planning.
Outside, Chicago PD is arriving in force.
Within 5 minutes, there are 12 patrol units on scene. The block is being cordoned off.
Traffic is being diverted.
Sergeant Maria Santos arrives.
She's 43 years old, 21 years on the force.
She's seen bank robberies before, seen hostage situations. But something about this one feels different. She approaches Officer Chern. What do we know? 2 suspects.
both armed with AR-15s. Approximately 14 hostages. They know we're here, Santos curses under her breath.
Have they made demands? Not yet. Inside the bank, Marcus is moving the hostages, gathering them in the center of the lobby, away from windows, away from doors.
Cell phones, all of them.
Put them on the floor.
Now, one by one. The hostages comply.
Phones clatter onto the marble floor.
Marcus smashes them with the butt of his rifle.
Anyone tries to be a hero, people die. Anyone tries to run, people die.
You do exactly what I say. You might survive this. Understand?
11 people nod, terrified, crying, praying.
But here's twist number 2. There's a 12th hostage that Marcus doesn't know about.
Robert Hayes, 67 years old.
The bank's custodian.
He was in the basement when the robbery started.
Heard the gunshot.
Heard the screaming. He didn't run.
Didn't hide.
He stayed because Robert Hayes is a Marine Corps veteran. Vietnam, 1971 to 1973.
And Marines don't run. He's watching everything through the basement security monitors, and he still has his cell phone.
At 3:02 p.m., Robert calls 911. This is Robert Hayes.
I'm inside First National Bank.
I'm in the basement.
I can see the suspects on the security monitors. I'm not in danger. They don't know I'm here. The 911 operator is stunned.
Sir, you need to evacuate immediately. Negative.
I'm staying. I can provide intel.
I can help. The operator patches him through to Sergeant Santos. Mr. Hayes, this is Sergeant Santos, Chicago PD. You need to leave that building. I'm not leaving. Robert says calmly.
I'm a Marine.
And I can help you.
These monitors show me everything.
Camera angles the suspects can't see.
I can tell you their positions.
Their movements. But you need to keep this line open. Santos makes a decision.
Stay on the line.
Don't do anything. Just observe and report.
Understood?
Yes.
Ma'am, and just like that, Chicago PD has eyes inside.
3:15 p.m. the standoff begins. CPD's hostage negotiation team arrives, led by Detective James Park.
50 years old, 25 years of experience. He's talked down on suspects, domestic situations, suicide attempts. He's one of the best.
He sets up a command post in a building across the street.
Direct phone line to the bank. He dials.
The bank's phone rings. Inside, Marcus looks at it, lets it ring for times.
Then answers.
I know what you want, Marcus says before Park can speak.
You want us to surrender. You want the hostages released.
You want a peaceful resolution. That's exactly right. Park says calmly. Nobody needs to get hurt here. Let's work together. Here's what I want, Marcus says. A bus?
Armored. Fueled.
Ready to go.
We take 4 hostages with us. We get safe passage to the airport.
Private plane to Mexico. Non-negotiable. That's going to take time to arrange, Park says.
Can you release some of the hostages as a sign of good faith?
Maybe the elderly?
Children? No children here.
And nobody gets released until I see the bus. I need to know everyone's okay.
Can I talk to one of the hostages?
Marcus grabs the nearest person.
A young woman. Bank teller.
Name tag says Jennifer.
She's 24.
Crying.
Tell him you're okay. Marcus orders.
Jennifer takes the phone.
Her voice shakes.
Please help us. Please.
He has guns and Marcus yanks the phone back. You have 2 hours to get me the bus.
Clock's ticking. He hangs up. Detective Park looks at Sergeant Santos. He's military, the way he speaks.
The way he's organized this.
We're not dealing with amateur criminals. Santos nods. What's our play? We stall.
By time. Let him think we're complying while SWAT figures out an entry strategy. But here's twist number 3. There is no entry strategy.
SWAT Commander Lieutenant Raymond Douglas reviews the building schematics. The bank is a fortress.
Reinforced walls, bulletproof glass, 3 entry points, all easily defendable by 2 trained shooters.
We can't breach without significant risk to hostages. Douglas tells Santos, if we go in, people die. Guaranteed. So what do we do? Santos asks. We wait. We negotiate. We hope he makes a mistake. Meanwhile, in the basement, Robert Hayes is watching the monitors.
He keys his phone.
Sergeant Santos. This is Hayes.
I've got eyes on both suspects.
The taller one, the leader, he's positioned near the vault.
Good sight lines to all entry points. The second suspect is watching the hostages. He's nervous.
Finger on the trigger. That's your liability. Understood, Santos says. Keep observing. Inside the bank, Terry is panicking. Marcus, man, this is bad. This is really bad. We need to get out of here. We will.
Stay calm. They're gonna send SWAT.
They're gonna kill us. They're not going to do anything as long as we have hostages.
That's the point. But Terry isn't convinced. His hands are shaking.
His breathing is rapid, classic panic attack symptoms. One of the hostages, an older man named Gerald, notices, "Son, you need to breathe. Slow breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth." "Shut up," Terry snaps. "I'm trying to help you. You're hyperventilating." "I said shut up."
Terry raises his rifle.
Points it at Gerald.
Marcus intervenes.
"Terry,
Stand down. He's trying to help. Take the advice.
breathe." Terry lowers the rifle, tries to breathe.
But he's unraveling. 4:30 p.m. the first crisis.
One of the hostages, a young woman named Ashley, is diabetic. She needs insulin.
Her blood sugar is dropping.
She's getting dizzy, disoriented. Jennifer, the bank teller, speaks up.
Please.
She needs medicine.
She'll go into shock without it. Marcus looks at Ashley. She's pale, sweating, clearly in distress.
He picks up the bank phone, calls out. Detective Park answers. "We have a medical situation. Diabetic hostage."
Needs insulin. Park's mind races. This is an opportunity. Let her go. We'll get her medical attention. No, bring the insulin here.
Someone slides it through the mail slot. Nobody tries anything or people die. 30 minutes later, a paramedic approaches the bank.
Hands shaking. He slides a medical kit through the mail slot. Steps back.
Inside, Marcus retrieves it.
Hands it to Jennifer. You know how to do this.
Yes,
Jennifer administers the insulin to Ashley.
it's a small mercy in a terrible situation.
But here's twist number 4. The paramedic left something else in that medical kit.
A tiny microphone, FBI-grade surveillance tech. Now the FBI, who joined the operation, can hear everything happening inside.
Special Agent Nicole Reeves is running the audio feed.
She listens, takes notes.
Builds a psychological profile.
The leader is calm,
Controlled. Military background.
PTSD likely.
The second suspect is unstable. That's our pressure point. 6 o'clock p.m. 4 hours into the standoff.
It's getting dark.
The temperature is dropping. Outside. News helicopters circle.
CNN,
Fox News.
local stations. The story is national now.
Inside. The hostages are exhausted.
Terrified. Several are crying silently. Others are praying. One of them, a man named David, speaks quietly to the person next to him.
I have kids. 3 kids.
"I need to see them again." "You will," the other person whispers.
We all will, but nobody believes it.
Marcus is pacing. He knows the longer this goes, the worse their chances. He calls Park again.
Where's my bus? We're working on it. These things take time. Logistics. Approvals.
"You're stalling. I'm following procedure. Talk to me, Marcus."
Help me understand what you need. Marcus freezes.
"How do you know my name?" Park realizes his mistake.
The FBI ran facial recognition from security footage,
They identified him.
but revealing that was a tactical error. We want to help you. Park tries to recover, but we need to understand. Marcus hands up,
Looks at Terry. "They know who I am."
which means they know about you too.
Which means we're not walking out of this. Terry's face goes white. What are we gonna do? "I don't know yet." In the basement, Robert Hayes hears everything through the surveillance system audio.
He keys his phone.
"Sergeant, the suspects know they've been identified. The younger one is breaking down. This situation is deteriorating fast." Santos curses.
Options limited, but I have one idea. There's a maintenance tunnel that connects this building to the one next door. Old steam tunnel from the 1920s.
"If I can access it, I might be able to get into the bank's mechanical room."
From there, I could unlock the side exit.
"Give your team a way in." "Absolutely not," Santos says. "You're a civilian. You are not trained for this."
I'm a Marine, Robert corrects, and I'm already inside.
"I'm your best option," Lieutenant Douglas, listening in, speaks out.
He's right. If he can unlock the door, we can insert a team without breaching the main defenses. Santos wrestles with the decision.
It goes against everything in the manual.
But they're running out of options.
"Hayes, do not engage the suspects. Do not put yourself in danger. Just unlock the door. That's it."
Understood?
"Yes." Man Robert Hayes, 67 years old.
Bank custodian, Vietnam veteran, heads into the darkness of the basement tunnels. 7:45 p.m. 6 hours in.
Terry is completely unraveling.
He's pacing.
Muttering. The rifle is constantly moving, pointing at hostages, at walls.
At nothing.
"We're dead. We're dead. They're gonna kill us." "Terry, focus," Marcus says.
We're not dead. We stick to the plan. What plan? They're not giving us a bus.
"They're not letting us leave. We're trapped." One of the hostages, Gerald, the older man who tried to help earlier, speaks up again.
Son, I was a counselor for 40 years. I know what you're feeling.
But you need to breathe. You need to think clearly. You don't know anything, Terry shouts.
I know you don't want to hurt anyone. I know you're scared.
So am I. So is everyone here. But we can get through this if you stay calm. Terry's finger is on the trigger. The rifle is pointed at Gerald. And here's twist number 5. Marcus makes a choice. He steps in front of Terry.
Gently pushes the rifle down. He's right.
We need to think. We need to stay calm. I can't do this, Terry whispers.
I can't. Yes, you can.
We're in this together. Me and you.
Family. Terry starts crying. Full breakdown. He slides down the wall.
Sits on the floor.
Still holding the rifle, but no longer a threat. The hostages exhale. A small moment of relief. Outside, Agent Reeves is listening to the audio feed. The second suspect is compromised. He's not a combatant anymore.
The threat is down to one unsuspect. This is our window, in the tunnels beneath the bank. Robert Hayes is moving through darkness.
The tunnel is narrow.
Brick walls. Pipes overhead.
It's been decades since anyone used this passage.
He reaches the mechanical room access panel. Uses his maintenance keys.
The door opens. He's inside the bank now.
In the basement mechanical room, he can hear movement above him.
Footsteps.
Voices.
He finds the side exit door control panel. It's an electronic lock.
Networked. He enters his override code. The lock disengages with a soft click.
He keys his phone.
Whispers. Side exit is unlocked. You have access. Copy that. Douglas responds. SWAT is moving in. But then Robert hears something.
Footsteps on the basement stairs. Someone's coming down. It's Marcus. He's checking the basement, making sure nobody's hiding down here.
Robert freezes.
He's trapped.
If Marcus finds him, everything falls apart.
Robert does the only thing he can.
He hides.
Behind a boiler.
In the shadows,
Marcus enters the mechanical room, flashlight scanning. He's thorough, checking every corner. The flashlight beam passes inches from Robert's position.
Robert holds his breath.
Doesn't move, and then Marcus's radio crackles.
Terry's voice. Panicked. Marcus.
Something's happening outside.
I think they're moving. Marcus turns. Runs back upstairs. Robert exhales. Keys his phone. He's gone, but your window is closing.
He's on alert. 8:30 p.m. SWAT makes their move.
8 officers.
Full tactical gear.
Night vision. They enter through the side door. Silent. Efficient. They're in the bank now.
Moving through back corridors.
Approaching the main lobby. But Marcus hears something. A sound.
A footstep.
He spins. Sees shadows moving. They're inside. He shouts. Everything happens at once. Marcus raises his AR-15. Fires toward the corridor. The shots are deafening in the enclosed space. SWAT returns fire. Controlled bursts.
The hostages scream.
Drop to the floor.
Covering their heads.
Terry is frozen. In shock.
Can't process what's happening. Marcus is behind the teller counter, using it as cover. He's outnumbered, but he's trained.
He knows how to hold a position.
Stand down.
SWAT Commander Douglas shouts. There's no way out. I'm not going to prison. Marcus yells back. Stalemate. Shots fired. Nobody moving. And here's twist number 6. Officer David Chern, the rookie who started this whole thing, makes a decision.
He's been outside this whole time,
Watching.
listening, feeling useless. But he knows something nobody else does.
He knows Marcus is a veteran. He knows Marcus has PTSD.
Because Chun's brother has PTSD.
Same symptoms.
Same struggles.
Chun grabs a radio. Commander Douglas, let me talk to him. Negative, you're not trained for negotiation. With respect, sir. Neither were you trained for whatever this has become. Let me try. Santos, listening in, makes the call. Let him try. Chun approaches the bank, unarmed.
Hands visible.
He shouts through the door. Marcus,
My name is David Chern.
I'm a cop, but I'm not here to hurt you.
I just want to talk.
Inside, Marcus is breathing hard. Adrenaline, fear, confusion.
Talk about what?
He shouts back.
About what happens next.
About how we end this without anyone else getting hurt.
It's too late for that.
It's not.
You haven't killed anyone.
Nobody's dead.
You can still walk away from this.
Walk away into a prison cell.
Maybe.
But you'll be alive, and so will everyone else in there. That matters, Marcus. That matters to someone. To family. To people who care about you.
There's silence.
Long, agonizing silence.
Then Marcus's voice, quieter. Nobody cares about me. That's not true. Your cousin Terry cares. He's in there with you because he cares.
He followed you because you matter to him. Inside, Terry looks at Marcus, tears streaming down his face.
He's right, man.
I'm here because you're family.
Because I love you. Marcus's hands are shaking.
The rifle is lowering.
I don't know what to do. Chun, outside, keeps talking.
You surrender. You put down the weapon. You let the hostages go. And you live to see tomorrow. That's what you do. I'm scared. I know.
So is everyone. But scared means you're still alive. And alive means there's hope. Another long silence. Then Marcus sits down the rifle.
Stands up.
Hands raised. Don't shoot, he says to SWAT.
I'm done. Terry does the same.
Drops his weapon. Hands up.
SWAT moves in. Secures both suspects. Cuffs them. Removes them from the building.
The hostages are evacuated, crying,
Hugging each other.
reuniting with families outside.
Not a single person died. Not one. December 3rd, 2018.
10:47 p.m. 16 hours after it began. The standoff is over.
Marcus Webb is charged with armed robbery, kidnapping, assault with a deadly weapon.
He's looking at 25 years.
Terry Blake gets 15 years for the same charges, reduced because he didn't fire any shots.
But here's what happens next that matters. The hostages, all 11 of them, write letters to the court. Every single one asks for leniency.
Gerald, the counselor who tried to help Terry, writes, "These men are not monsters.
They're broken people who made terrible choices, but they showed restraint when they didn't have to. They could have killed us.
They didn't. That means something." Jennifer, the bank teller who administered insulin, writes, "Marcus, let me help Ashley."
He could have said no. He chose compassion in a moment of crisis.
That's the person he could be if given a chance. The judge reads every letter.
And in February 2019, he makes a decision.
Marcus Webb, 15 years, eligible for parole in 10 with good behavior. Terry Blake, 8 years, eligible for parole in 5.
Both will serve their time in facilities with robust mental health and PTSD treatment programs.
It's not freedom, but it's mercy.
Officer David Chern is commended for his actions.
But he doesn't feel like a hero.
I just talked to another veteran who is struggling, he says in an interview.
That's not heroism.
That's humanity. Robert Hayes, the custodian who stayed behind, is offered a civilian Medal of Valor.
He declines. "I'm just a janitor who did what Marines do.
We adapt. We overcome.
Nothing special." But Chicago PD disagrees. They revised their hostage rescue protocols to include civilian advisors with tactical experience. The Hayes Protocol is now standard training, and the hostages,
They move on with their lives,
forever changed.
but alive.
So here's the lesson. The thing this story teaches us. Hostage situations aren't solved by firepower,
They're solved by understanding,
by empathy.
by recognizing that the person holding the gun is also human, also scared, also desperate. Marcus Webb wasn't a monster.
He was a veteran failed by a system that didn't care for him after he came home.
Terry Blake wasn't evil. He was a man drowning in debt and desperation.
Does that excuse what they did?
No, never.
But it explains it.
And explanation creates the possibility of prevention.
How many Marcus Webbs are out there right now?
Veterans struggling,
Ignored.
slipping through the cracks. How many Terry Blakes are watching their families suffer, feeling powerless, considering terrible options?
We can stop them before they reach the point of no return.
But we have to care enough to try. Officer Chun cared.
Robert Hayes cared. The hostages, even in their terror, showed compassion.
That's what saved 11 lives on December 3rd, 2018.
Not tactics.
Not weapons, not protocols.
Humanity. Would you have talked to Marcus?
Would you have risked showing compassion to someone holding a gun?
Or would you have chosen force?
There's no wrong answer, but there is a better one.
And 16 hours in a Chicago bank proved which one it was.